Welcome back to the deep dive here on the Neural Intel podcast. Today, we're plunging into, well, a technological arms race, but one where the currency isn't just missiles or market share. It's the very best human minds in artificial intelligence. Billions are being spent, the stakes couldn't be higher, and it's all happening at, well, lightning speed. Our deep dive today takes us right into Meta's incredibly ambitious, some might say audacious, push for what they call superintelligence. They're aiming for AI that can literally think and act like a human, what's widely known as artificial general intelligence, or AGI. But what's truly fascinating, and frankly a bit tumultuous, is the journey within their recently formed AI division. Our mission today is to unpack the aggressive strategies Meta is employing, the staggering investments they're making, and the significant organizational earthquakes shaking things up. We're going to zoom in on the technical and structural implications for their quest for AI leadership. Our insights come from a stack of diverse reports, everything from top tech news outlets and financial analyses to, candid discussions within the AI community. It gives us a comprehensive look at how a tech giant navigates this incredibly dynamic field. So let's unpack this. Meta isn't just dipping its toes into the AI waters, they're diving headfirst into the deep end, talking about achieving superintelligence. This isn't just buzzwords. They mean AI capable of human-level thought and action. And their financial commitment, it's truly eye-watering. Mark Zuckerberg himself is reportedly on the front lines, personally involved in recruiting top AI talent, actively reaching out to candidates.
What stands out immediately is the all-in nature of this strategy. It signals Meta's strong conviction that the race to superintelligence isn't just strategic for market positioning, it's existential. This requires an unprecedented allocation of resources, both financial and human, to really command the future of the technology.
Right, and the numbers really drive that home. Sources show a massive $14.3 billion investment in Scale AI, securing Meta a 49% stake. This wasn't a quiet move. It was part of an aggressive war to poach top AI scientists and engineers from rivals like OpenAI and Google DeepMind. We're talking recruitment offers with big paychecks and hefty bonuses, reportedly multi-million-dollar packages designed to make talent, jump ship. Beyond that, Meta's overall AI infrastructure spending totaled $17 billion. And looking ahead, their capital expenditure for 2025 is projected to be a colossal $72 billion, specifically earmarked for next-gen models and data center expansion. That's a sustained, intense commitment, illustrating their kind of betting the farm.
It's exactly. This kind of financial firepower, coupled with direct leadership involvement, it underscores the urgency. The Scale AI investment, a data labeling powerhouse, is particularly telling. It highlights the critical importance of high-quality, vast data sets for training these advanced foundational models to even approach that superintelligence goal. It's a foundational technical investment as much as a talent acquisition one. You really can't build these models without meticulously prepared data at scale.
And to house these ambitious efforts, Meta introduced the Meta Superintelligence Labs, or MSL. This was meant to be the cornerstone of their cutting-edge AI efforts, a significant rebranding of their existing AI unit. To lead this new venture, Alexandra Wang, the 28-year-old CEO and founder of Scale AI, was appointed as Meta's chief AI officer, taking on a pivotal leadership role. The understanding, at least initially, was that Yann LeCun, a highly respected figure in AI, would continue to lead Meta's fundamental AI research lab, FAIR.
This sounds like the blueprint for Meta's AI dominance, right? Indeed. And the story of MSL's rapid rise and, well, even more rapid restructuring is a fascinating case study. It shows ambition meeting the harsh realities of a hyper-competitive, fast-moving field. It suggests that even with massive investment and top-tier talent, the initial hypothesis for MSL structure didn't quite hold up under real-world pressures.
Exactly. What happened next, according to our sources, was far from the smooth ascent many expected. Just months after its creation, MSL quickly ran into trouble, leading to a rapid dissolution and immediate transformation into 4 distinct AI groups. And here's where it gets truly telling. This particular restructuring was reportedly the 4th time Meta had overhauled its AI teams within a mere 6-month period. That's a profound level of organizational flux, don't you think?
It's extraordinary pace of change, really extraordinary. Such rapid dissolution of a newly formed, highly publicized division points to, well, either unforeseen challenges in its initial design or maybe an extreme form of organizational agility. Reacting to intense market pressure and internal dynamics, when you see 4 overhauls in 6 months, it implies a constant reevaluation of the technical roadmap and the best structure to execute it, potentially at the cost of stability, of course.
So let's break down these four new entities and their mandates, which Meta, well, presumably hopes will finally provide that stability. First, we have TBD Lab, still led by Alexander Wang. Its core focus is foundational models, including building and refining future iterations of Meta's Llama series. They're tasked with training and scaling large models for superintelligence across pre-training, reasoning, and post-training, and exploring new directions such as an omni model. Now, for those wondering, an omni model essentially refers to a single, unified AI capable of understanding and generating across multiple data types like text, images, audio, moving beyond specialized models. Okay, second, FAIR, Fundamental AI Research. It was repositioned as an innovation engine for MSL, continuing its mandate of long-term research projects. This seems to indicate Meta still values that foundational scientific exploration. Third is Products and Applied Research, led by former GitHub CEO Nat Friedman. This team is about integrating Meta's product-focused research closer to product development, aiming to embed AI into consumer offerings like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. And finally, we have MSL Infra, managed by our partner Ramani. This group is focused entirely on building and optimizing the advanced infrastructure that accelerates AI research and production. We're talking optimized GPU clusters, comprehensive environments, data infrastructure, developer tools. Basically, the technical backbone for everything else. This seems like a significant strategic pivot, an attempt to streamline efforts by segmenting responsibilities. But what are the immediate technical implications of such frequent, drastic shifts, especially for the researchers Meta is trying so hard to attract?
Well, the intention seems clear. By creating specialized units, Meta is likely trying to create clearer lines of responsibility and potentially accelerate development by providing dedicated resources for each stage of the AI pipeline. However, the sheer frequency of these overhauls, it poses significant technical challenges. Long-term AI research requires deep, sustained focus. Constant restructuring can disrupt research cycles, break up established teams, and lead to a dilution of institutional knowledge. It just makes it harder to maintain project continuity and achieve complex breakthroughs. For engineers and researchers, this can lead to change fatigue and, uncertainty about project longevity.
Speaking of change fatigue, one of the most critical aspects our sources highlight is what some are calling a reverse brain drain affecting Meta's AI teams. This isn't just anecdotal. We're seeing prominent departures, including both newly poached talent and long-standing employees heading for the exits. Yeah, we saw a wave of new hires quickly returning to their former employers like OpenAI and Google DeepMind, some leaving Meta in less than a month. Take Rishab Agarwal, who joined from Google DeepMind in April and left in August, reportedly seeking a different kind of risk at a new lab. Then there's Avi Verma and Ethan Knight, both formerly at OpenAI. They returned there. Knight left less than a month after joining Meta. And it's not just the new faces. Long-term Meta employees are also heading out. Chaya Nayak, a director crucial to the development of Meta's Llama models, left after 8 years to join OpenAI. Bert Marr, a 12-year Meta veteran who played a key role in developing various AI tools, he accepted a position with Anthropic. This suggests a pattern, right? It goes beyond simply a few people. What does this kind of attrition signify, particularly when so many are returning to rivals?
This attrition, especially the quick returns to former employers, strongly suggests that factors beyond just financial compensation are significantly at play. For top-tier AI talent, sure, a multi-million-dollar package might get them in the door. But a deeply engaging, stable technical challenge within a cohesive team, that's often what keeps them there. This churn isn't just about losing individuals. It represents a critical loss of institutional memory and project continuity in these complex, long-term AI endeavors. Every departure of a key architect isn't just a body out the door. It's a potential setback of months, maybe even years, in the delicate process of foundational model development. It signals that for these top minds, the why of the work and the stability to pursue it, well, it far outweighs even significant financial incentives.
So, if it's not just the money, what are the underlying reasons our sources point to for this talent exodus and the need for such frequent organizational changes? One major factor cited is organizational instability and change fatigue, like you mentioned. Frequent reorganizations are described as creating a chaotic work environment and making things too dynamic, leading to employees experiencing this change fatigue and a dilution of institutional knowledge. One former employee even noted their manager changed several times. This constant shuffling, it disrupts the sustained research cycles crucial for deep AI development. Then there are leadership concerns. Some sources, including, online discussions, question Alexander Wang's leadership style. He's described by some as more of a business entrepreneur who, well, found himself leading a high-stakes scientific endeavor rather than a seasoned research leader. This apparently raised questions about his suitability to lead veteran scientists like Jan LeCun, who has decades of foundational AI experience. A significant point of discussion is also a perceived misaligned mission or purpose. There's a perception out there that Meta's primary AI goal is fundamentally to optimize ads and data farming, rather than achieving ASI that will change the world or solving real-world issues. This contrasts sharply with OpenAI CEO Sam Altman's characterization of OpenAI as missionary versus Meta as mercenary. That kind of philosophical difference in mission can be a major draw or deterrent for researchers deeply invested in AI's transformative potential. Sources also touch upon internal culture. Meta is described by some as a potentially dysfunctional place, maybe driven by ego, which could lead to animosity and rivalry when these high-paid all-stars are brought into an existing structure. There's also a reported contrast in approach. Meta's hiring-first strategy, prioritizing high-profile hires, is contrasted with Microsoft's perhaps more disciplined approach, which included strategic layoffs alongside AI infrastructure investment. It suggests a different philosophy for scaling AI.
Yeah, and this raises a really important question for any organization pushing the boundaries of technology. How do you balance that rapid innovation and the intense pressure to lead with cultivating a stable, clear environment, one that fosters deep research and retains top talent? The sources suggest a complex interplay of organizational structure, leadership perceptions, and a compelling technical mission that, well, extends far beyond just compensation. It highlights that in cutting-edge AI, technical progress isn't solely about compute and algorithms. It's profoundly influenced by the human element and the culture of the research environment itself.
Okay, so given all this turbulence, what are the broader implications for Meta's competitive position in the AI landscape and its long-term strategy? Interestingly, Meta and Alexander Wang have publicly downplayed the departures. They're calling it normal industry movement. Wang even affirmed on X, formerly Twitter, that the company is truly only investing more and more into Meta's Superintelligence Labs. However, reports indicate a hiring freeze accompanied the restructuring, though some suggest it might just be a temporary headcount pruning before new hiring decisions are made. We'll see. On a strategic level, Meta is reportedly considering licensing third-party models, both proprietary and open source, to complement its in-house Llama CA's development. This reflects a pragmatic recognition, perhaps, that Meta's ambitions might require a mix of internal and external technologies to achieve their goals, rather than relying solely on proprietary development. In terms of technical performance, Llama 4 achieved a 73.4% MMMU benchmark score. Now, for context, the multimodal multitask understanding benchmark is a key indicator of an AI's ability to reason across different forms of data. While 73.4% is significant, it still lags behind GPT-5's reported 84.2%, particularly in reasoning and coding capabilities. This gap underscores the challenge of catching up to leading models, even with massive investment. Despite the internal challenges, Meta's financial strength is undeniable, absolutely undeniable. With $46.56 billion in Q2 2025 ad revenue and a 43% operating margin, it has the resources to make these vast investments. We're talking a projected $65 billion in GPUs and 2 gigawatts of data center capacity. That's a formidable foundation for any AI endeavor. Meta also continues to position itself as a leader in open source AI through the Llama series, which has seen wide adoption. And the Meta AI app currently boasts an impressive 1 billion monthly users. However, observers do draw comparisons between this AI pivot and Meta's previous Metaverse initiative, which, also saw heavy investment but maybe limited user adoption so far.
Right. To put this in perspective, Meta's AI journey is a quintessential high-risk, high-reward bet. The financial resources are immense, providing the raw compute power and talent acquisition capacity needed, no question there. However, the challenge lies in translating that into consistent execution and aligning a clear, compelling technical vision with a stable, productive research and development environment. The performance gap with GPT-5, especially in reasoning, highlights that raw compute alone isn't sufficient. The architectural and training methodologies are absolutely paramount. It really raises an important question. Can Meta overcome these internal hurdles and perceptions to truly lead in advanced AI? Or will this be viewed over time as another costly pivot, despite their financial might and their open source contributions? What these reports often don't fully capture is the sheer ongoing effort required to maintain velocity on these incredibly complex, long-horizon technical projects when you have such internal turbulence. It's got to be tough.
It's clear then, the race for superintelligence isn't just about technical breakthroughs, massive compute power, and sophisticated algorithms. And this deep dive shows it's also profoundly about organizational resilience and the human factor, the talent, the culture, the clarity of mission. For Meta, this deep dive shows a company unafraid of big bets and swift recalibrations, but facing equally big challenges in a hyper-competitive field. So, considering the rapid evolution and complex interplay of talent, infrastructure, and organizational structure, what fundamental technical or structural shifts might be necessary for any company to truly stabilize its long-term superintelligence endeavors? Ensuring both cutting-edge research and consistent talent retention in this hyper-competitive field. Is the current model of rapid restructuring inherently at odds with deep foundational AI progress? It's a thought worth mulling over for all of us watching this space. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. If you want to stay updated on the latest AI and ML research papers, do visit our webpage, neuralintel.org. That's neuralintel.org. And check us out on YouTube as well. Until next time, keep exploring.